Hello everyone, welcome to my political journalism news channel. The story for today is soaring petrol prices are putting pressure on the federal government to cut its fuel excise and reduce costs at the bowser, but motoring groups have warned such a short-term solution could do more harm than good. Three Liberal premiers have weighed in, saying a cut to the excise, charged at 44 cents per litre of petrol, raising $50 billion per year, is badly needed as prices at the pump soar past $2.10 per litre in many areas. South Australian Premier Stephen Marshall urged Prime Minister Scott Morrison for a cut ahead of this weekend's state election, and New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet and Tasmania's Peter Gutwein have echoed his call. The federal government is thought to be considering their appeal, with Mr. Morrison heading toward an election of his own under growing pressure to address sharp increases in cost of living. Rising fuel prices, tepid wage growth and increases in grocery prices have caused financial pain for Australians, heightened by recent devastating floods across New South Wales and Queensland. The upcoming federal budget is tipped to include payments to offset cost of living rises. Cut to the fuel excise would also be politically popular, but motoring groups say that the fuel tax is essential to keep roads and other transport infrastructure up to standard. The current rate of 44.2 cents in excise for every litre of fuel that motorists purchase is used to fund the country's transport infrastructure. Australian Automobile Association head Michael Bradley told Daily Mail Australia the country should be looking to spend more on its roads and transport, not less. Nobody likes high fuel prices, but cutting excise also cuts funding for the new road and rail projects we need. Mr. Bradley said, as we move on from COVID, Australians want to travel, and they want to travel safely, meaning every dollar motorists pay in fuel tax needs to be spent on upgrading our road and public transport networks. It's a short-term sugar hit for long-term economic pain, he said to The Australian about cutting the fuel excise. NRMA spokesman Peter Curry told Daily Mail Australia that the rise in oil prices associated with the Russia-Ukraine conflict was already easing, so the high prices of petrol could soon ease even without an excise reduction. There's been some real positive movements over the last few days. We have seen the international benchmark oil price fall by over $30 a barrel, Mr. Curry said. And the benchmark price for diesel has fallen by over $60 a barrel, so that's huge. The sorts of falls we are now starting to see need to be maintained, and if they are sustained we will start to see some meaningful relief at the bowser in the coming weeks. Mr. Curry has also pushed the need for maintaining the fuel excise so the country can have a consistent revenue stream from the very people who drive. Yet Liberal Tasmanian Premier Peter Gutwein has written to Scott Morrison asserting the state's great need for the fuel excise cut. Higher fuel prices are having real impacts on businesses and consumers, and this is particularly the case in Tasmania, he wrote. He argued that the regional island economy faces challenges with petrol prices different to the mainland capital cities, including extra transportation costs over the Bass Strait. Mr. Curry said the need for financial aid is crucial for businesses and transport, but cutting the fuel excise is a lever that should not be pulled. The excise is designed to provide consistent revenue for motorists, so the government can invest back into the road network to make it safe. These funds are funneled back into fixing highways, building new motorways, transport programs, and supporting local and regional councils for roadworks. That is all for today news. Thank you for watching to my channel. Please be sure to leave your comment and subscribe below for more news updates.